Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now what you're seeing is actually footage from the video I did in March of 2019 on a rainy day in Richmond, Indiana. And the reason I actually am showing this because I was in the neighborhood, I was in Indianapolis on Saturday, October 5th, and I thought, you know, the store's closing, and I kind of took a little detour on the way home, so I wanted to make sure I got this one last little bit of video of this store before it does actually close, which I believe is going to be in around December of this year. And it was one of the nicer Kmarts that I ever went to at least in Indiana, and I just wanted to make sure I got a little bit of video of it one last time and at least got to see it. Now, I wasn't in there long. I was in there for maybe 15 minutes or so. I just wanted to run in and take one last look at it before it's gone. And obviously when I was in there back in March, they had all the summer stuff out, and it was really well stocked. I remember that was one of the big things about this store. It was a really nice store overall. And one of the big things about it that actually made me want to go back in March was that it still had one of the very few Kmart Express gas stations left that I have ever seen, and this was actually the only one that I had ever seen. And that was the big thing that I wanted to go look at. Unfortunately, now the building is still there, but all the gas pumps have been removed. So I'm sure that eventually this will all get torn down if another business buys this property. So this footage now is from October 5th, 2019, after the liquidation has started. Now, I know I mentioned in the Kmart video in Warsaw, Indiana, that I absolutely despise these liquidation sales and how it just brings out a lot of the fake customers to these stores. I still completely agree with that. I hate these sales. I don't ever go to them to actually shop. You know, I don't go out of my way to run to these liquidations. But since the store was a really nice place, since I was in the area, I wanted to go ahead and just run over there and get a little bit of video of it. It is about 2 hours away from where I live, so I would not have actually gone there just to go to this store for the liquidation especially. But since I was already in Indianapolis, it's kind of just a short drive east, and then went on home after I stopped in here. I was only in here for maybe 15-20 minutes. And I will say it was not very crowded overall. The parking lot, when I got there, it looked really crowded, but there's actually a McDonald's that's right beside it. And I think most of those people were there for the McDonald's, not Kmart. Now this was actually really interesting. I wanted to make sure to show this. This is all the Halloween stuff. Now this store was announced to close back during the last round of closings, or the last list that came out, and you would think that they would not have bothered getting Halloween stuff, so I'm guessing all that stuff was already shipped to the store at that time, and you know, if it's there, they got to get rid of it. So it was kind of weird to see all this Halloween stuff during a liquidation sale, because you normally wouldn't see that. So if you need a Halloween costume, Richmond Kmart has 25% off right now. But they do still have a lot of the candy and stuff. I'm guessing that most people, like usual, are probably just kind of holding out for the higher percentage, about 80 to 90%. But by the time that happens, Halloween will probably be over with by then. But if you were to walk into this store right now and had no idea that liquidation was starting, you would probably just assume that it was a regular day at Kmart, because they were still really well stocked. And I know during liquidations, the stores actually get truckloads and truckloads of merchandise from other stores just to kind of clean out any excess merchandise. So that could be what a lot of this is. I don't know, but they're still really well stocked. Now, one thing I do remember about this store back in March is it was really clean and it was really well put together. There wasn't stuff laying around the floor and cluttered all over the aisles like a lot of times when you go to a Kmart. that isn't really well taken care of. This was one of the nicer stores in the state, as far as I know. I mean, I've been to Kmart's all over the country at some point or another, and this one is one of the nicer ones that I have been to. I will say, to this day, the best, nicest Kmart that I have seen so far is still the one in Marshall, Michigan, which happens to now be the closest Kmart to me that's still open, that is not liquidating as of right now. So I guess if I have to drive 2 hours or so to a Kmart, at least it's one that's really nice. So, but it's a shame that this one's closing. It was a really nice store. As of right now, everything is 10 to 40% off. So we're coming up here on the end of the video where I'm about to head out of the store. Again, this was one of the better stores, better Kmarts in the area. It was very nice. It was always really well kept and clean and really well stocked. So it's really unfortunate this one was going. It was kind of a surprise when this one was announced that it was closing, because this was one of the few Kmarts that the building was actually owned by the company. It was not a lease. So it was a surprise when this was announced that they were closing. I didn't think that this one was going to close. I always kind of thought it would hold out till the very end, but unfortunately it didn't make it. So if you want to check out a Kmart that actually still has sort of the remnants of a Kmart Express, because those are kind of rare now, you might want to head over to Richmond and check it out. All the pumps are gone, but inside the actual building, everything is still inside there for some reason. All the registers, the electronics, the coolers, the drink machines, everything is still in there. And I showed that on the original video back in March. So if you want to see that, I will put the link back down in the description, so check that out. So long to the Richmond, Indiana Kmart. I thank everybody for watching, and have a great day, a great week, and thanks again.